Man, this past season was amazing. Thank you to the Motor Mile staff, David Hagan, everybody that got this track back going again. You know, it means a lot to everybody around here that it's able to come out here and race. And you know, I'm lucky enough to have. I got a start from a gentleman that's in this room. He won the Super Street Championship this year, and his dad. They took a chance on me and put me in their race car 4 years ago. And for me to be standing right here today, where I'm at, and what my team was able to help me accomplish this season, I never thought was going to happen. I grew up around this racetrack watching some of the greats, you know, Phillip, Mike, Tink Reedy, Chad Harris win championships. And for me to be able to come back here and to be able to be at this podium right now and do what we did, it's amazing. And I've got to thank all my sponsors. I got to thank Hannah Bass and Rowe, Fire Equipment Company, Priority Honda of Roanoke, BRCC. Got to thank PMI Lubricants. There's a lot of people that I got to thank. My family, Rayvon Clark, Hedgecock Racing. All those guys propelled us to where we were. I got to thank my crew chief, and my spotter, Daniel Williamson. He volunteered to come help me this year. And honestly, I think it was probably the best thing that ever happened to me being behind the wheel of a race car. He helped me so much this year. I grew so much as a driver. And if it wasn't for the help that I've got behind me, Colby Bryant coming to the racetrack every race, he's been with me all 4 years I've been racing. Jason and Nicole Green came on board with me. They were here all year. They volunteered their help. And without those people coming to the racetrack every single week, we wouldn't be up here doing what we're doing. Without our sponsors, we wouldn't be able to do what we're doing. And I'm pleased to announce that coming into 2020, we picked up 2 brand new sponsors. We picked up Kelly's Auto Glass, and we picked up Weldex, which is a company that sells industrial batteries to big businesses that have forklifts and things like that. They do a lot of really good things, and we're really blessed to have the opportunity to be able to work with them moving into 2020. Thank you, everybody, again, for coming out here tonight. Thank you to all my competitors. I learned so much from them this season. It was probably the hardest I've ever had to drive. You know, I've only been driving for 4 years, so it hasn't been long. But they pushed me to another level, and my team was there to back me up and help me propel me to that next level. So thank you to everybody, and thank you to everybody here that came out, and thank you to Motor Mile.
Give them a big hand. You know, in 1999, I put a car together and waited all year. I ran the last race in 1999 in a limited division. I think Mike Looney actually won that race that night, but I finished 7th. And from then on, I was hooked. 20 years later, let's move forward to 2019. What a year we had. We had an awesome year. We won a lot of races, and we had a lot of fun. I've had a lot of defeats in 20 years, and it has really been amazing how guys like these 3 sitting over here, even with the defeats, they still keep coming back, helping me every year and getting us better and better so that we can outrun the ones that we are competing against. And it's been an awesome year for us, and I thank each and every one of you and all of you that out to come up here. Mile Speedway has been a great place for us to come and race. And in 2019, they allowed us to come back and race after 2018. And we're very appreciative to that. I know that all the racers here thank Mile Speedway for having such a great facility. You know, look at this banquet. This is awesome. You just don't get this at every racetrack. This is awesome to come out and get a meal, come out and get a lot of friends come out and enjoy each other's company. And I hope that you know, everybody enjoys this night, because everybody deserves everything that they get when they work as hard all year long. And I just want to thank Mile Speedway, David Hagan for what he's done for us, Michelle Vault for what she does for us all the time, and all the people at Mile Speedway in the background, all they do for us. So I thank you again, and this is looking forward to 2020. Hope we have as good a year as we did this year. Thank you.
First of all, I'd like to thank everybody for coming out. Thank all the guys that come up and run with us. We had some new guys come up this year and made things a little tougher. Kevin, for one, he's a hell of a competitor. Enjoyed racing with you. This whole deal of trying to win 4 was kind of something we had worked on a little bit, but we really didn't think it was going to happen with, the competition picking up and everything. We start the year out, we're like, first race, we're like 105 points behind. So we come into the last race 105 points ahead. So to make up, all that ground, I didn't do it by myself, Like Dennis says, we got crew guys that help. They work a lot harder than people see, and they never get enough recognition. So we just, like to thank the guys that helped me on the crew, all the fans, like I said, my competitors that we race with. Y'all guys, y'all make it great. I mean, I bitch and complain because some of the stuff that happens, and I'm sorry, but I know everybody else in this room does the same thing I do. Because we don't come in here to lose a race. We all want to come here to win, and that's what it's going to take. So it is what it is, and looking forward to going for 5, and I'm doing my homework. I hope everybody else does theirs too. Thank y'all.
I hadn't put a lot of thought into what I was going to say, because all you people were like my family, so I didn't figure I needed to do nothing too fancy for you guys. It's really special to be standing here after all the sweat I've poured out of my back down there in those pits in the last 20 years. Start off, I want to congratulate all the champions in the other divisions and the runner-ups. Any championship at this speedway is hard. Nobody knows better than I do how hard it is to win a championship at Mile Speedway. A lot of you guys probably don't know the reason I do my victory lap down the backstretch pits is because that's where my kind of people are on the backstretch. I put my time in on the backstretch. There's just real racers. They just love to race. Ain't no rich kids over there. I ain't got much use for a rich kid, but that's my kind of people. Congratulations, and you keep working. You'll be standing here someday. Wow. 1999. Tommy Fleming, my first car owner, he was nice enough to come with me today. I was hoping Billy Martin could make it. He's in the hospital today with a little fluid on his lungs, so everybody pray for Billy. It meant a lot to me to have my first car owner and my last car owner to celebrate with me. But 20 years, Tinker Eddy was a champion in 1999. I used to dream about being able to compete with those guys someday. In 2000, me and Tommy, we won the limited championship together. And then they did away with limited, and I had to go late model racing, and I got my ass kicked for 15 years. And I learned a lot. You can, taking a beating, you learn a lot taking a beating, It's really we couldn't pour the money at it, but we poured the sweat. And, my dad, I appreciate, you ain't no rich daddy, but you retired and you went back to work so we could race pure stock back in the 90s. That means a lot. There's a lot of people have touched my career, and we ain't got near enough time to name them all, but each and every, one moment, one relationship, it's mind-boggling to understand what it takes when you're not rich to come up here and stand right here today. So got to thank Billy Martin. When we started driving for Billy, it was just for fun. Never really expected, to be this competitive, and we've just built our little team. Built it up year after year, getting better equipment, better stuff, and the Lord, Billy kind of brought a part to our team in our life that I'd been missing. I used to think if you just wanted it bad enough and worked hard enough, you could get it, but God's got a big factor into what's going to happen. And if Billy lives right and he leads us right, we have a prayer before every race, and for what it's worth, y'all might want to try it. It's working out pretty good for us. But like I say, 20 years,
long time to get standing here, and very thankful for the relationships with, there's so many. I don't see a stranger in this room. Proud to be your champion. I'll try to represent Mile Speedway and you guys, and if anybody needs anything, just come to my trailer and ask, and my door's always open. And that's about all I got.